Hey Joe, what does as is on a property mean?
Okay, as is on a property. Well, it can mean a couple different things, so let's talk about the technical definition first. As is going to be when you've signed an as is addendum to the purchase agreement, which is basically a big form that just says you're buying the property as is, the seller's making no guarantees about the condition, and you really have very little recourse to if something comes up after closing. So there is some liability with it. However, it's also kind of necessary in certain situations. So if the sellers, for example, it's a foreclosed property, they don't know anything about the property, so they can't give a full disclosure. So you're kind of forced to buy it as is. Now, if you're selling, it's also kind of a good thing because then it means there's less liability on you. But if you're selling your home, you're wanting to do it as is. A lot of sellers will say that, I just want to sell it as is, so I don't have any issues after the fact. But the problem is that's also going to be kind of red flag to the buyer. Buyer's going to be thinking, well, what are you trying to hide? Why wouldn't you give us a full disclosure? So if you're selling your house, I don't really recommend doing it as is. If you've lived in the property, you've taken good care of it, and you know everything about the home, you might as well just disclose so that it doesn't cost you a bunch of money with the buyer.